In a quiet suburban neighborhood, there was an abandoned vacant lot. At the edge of this lot, there stood a massive street. Bernard, once a proud and loyal companion to a family that had now cast him aside. His name, which was rarely uttered anymore, was Maximus. Maximus had known a life of warmth and comfort, spending his days basking in the love of his owners. But one fateful day, his world was turned upside down. His family, for reasons he couldn't understand, had packed their belongings into a car and driven away, leaving him behind in the vacant lot, without food or water. With a heavy heart, Maximus watched them disappear into the horizon, hoping that they would return soon. Maximus sat patiently, his loyal eyes scanning the horizon each day, longing for the familiar faces of his family. He refused to accept that they had abandoned him. He would wait. As the seasons changed, the once proud street, Bernard grew weaker and sicker. His once glossy coat became matted, and his ribs began to show. But still, he clung to the hope that his family would return, that they would come to their senses and realize the mistake they had made. Local residents couldn't help but notice the large, lonely dog in the vacant lot. Some would toss him scraps of food from a distance, while others would take pity and offer a kind word or a pat on the head. But no one dared to get too close to the massive, yet gentle giant. Then, one day, a concerned family from the neighborhood saw a heartbreaking photo of Maximus on social media. His emaciated frame and pleading eyes spoke volumes. They decided they couldn't stand by any longer and watch him suffer. So, with hearts full of compassion, they set out for the vacant lot, determined to help the abandoned Saint Bernard. When they arrived, Maximus was there, still faithfully waiting, his eyes lighting up with a glimmer of hope as they approached. The family, who had seen his photo, couldn't believe the condition he was in. Without hesitation, they gently coaxed him into their car and took him home. Maximus's new family showered him with love, care, and attention. They nursed him back to health, feeding him nutritious meals and providing a warm, comfortable bed. They decided to give him a new name, Beethoven. He quickly adapted to his new life, and his tail began to wag with a newfound joy that hadn't been seen in a long time. Beethoven had found a forever home where he would never be abandoned again.